Good morning, and welcome to another installment of our online Children's Moment. My name is Pierce Fetters, and I head up the family ministries here at the Chicago Temple. And it is so good to have you with me on this third Sunday of Advent. I'm sure you all are getting excited as we get closer and closer to Christmas. But we're not there quite yet. And today's lesson comes from Isaiah chapter 61, verses 1 to 4, and then verses 8 to 11. Now, the book of Isaiah is in the Old Testament, and it's a book of the prophets. And not only is it a book of the prophets, but it is the longest book found in that section. The messages from God came over many years, and he often gave them to his prophets. These were people specially chosen to deliver God's messages. Now, you've heard some of these messages on the first Sunday of Advent, and now on the third Sunday of Advent, we return again to Isaiah. The messages in these chapters are also about the loneliness of God's people and their fear that God had forgotten them. Some feelings that I'm sure we've felt at some times, right? Loneliness and fear. Now, Isaiah has words of comfort and words of hope for the people. He tells them that all their troubles will be turned upside down. God's way of love and fairness will come to them. And then Isaiah tells the people the following: God's Spirit is with me. God has sent me to tell good news to poor people, to care for people who are sad, to tell people who feel like they are trapped that they are free, and to tell people in prison that they will get out. These words gave many people hope, but the prophet wasn't finished. I proclaim all this for God, to comfort people when someone has died, to say words of praise instead of words of discouragement. These words were certainly good news to the Israelites long ago, and because they wanted things to turn upside down soon, but they had to wait for God's time. Sometimes that's the same for us. We have these feelings we don't like fear and loneliness. But sometimes it takes a bit of time to heal and a bit of time for that change to come. And that hope we feel about that change coming is the same hope we feel every year as Christmas approaches. Now, the time came when Jesus was finally here and he began his ministry. And he announced what he would do by reading these same words Isaiah had said. It was many, many years later, but God kept his promise to his people when he sent Jesus. And that's the hope we celebrate. And as we prepare in the hope of this week, my joy is that we believe in a God who keeps his promises so that we know better times are ahead. Now this week, our gospel choir pianist, Kelly Tebow, recorded a song for our Saturday service, and it's a song I really enjoyed as a kid. It's called Jesus' Name Above All Names. And it's a kind of song that reminds us about who Christ is and all that Christ has done for us. So I hope you'll sing along with Kelly today. Thanks for joining me for another online children's moment. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I know for many of you it's your last week of school before Christmas break. So study hard, don't drive your teachers crazy, and have a wonderful week. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.